It's hard to measure Marvin's impact on the community because he's done so much. His passion for supporting the Jewish cultural arts and Jewish education have made a huge impact on the community.
He won't ever ask for the praise, but for people like that, they deserve to know how important they are to the community.
Marvin Pertzik is a St. Paul treasure. He is one of the people that makes this community the special Jewish community that it is. When I think of Marvin Pertzik, I think of the role that he has played in mentoring me and mentoring so many people, the kind of person who you always know that Marvin is telling you the way it is.
Marvin has been a major force in the Federation and our community for as long as I have known him.
I just started at the J. I was the camp director, camp outline director, and I had written an endowment request because at camp we had these old basketball hoops that were these metal poles buried in the ground, and they were dilapidated and falling apart. So I had written this request, and I remember it was $1,500, $750 per hoop that I wanted to get. And Dory had kind of given me the, yes, this may not go, be careful about what you ask for. So I went in, I made my pitch, and one of the women on the committee was grilling me, and she said, don't they already have hoops at Camp Outline? There's already basketball hoops out there. And I made my case, and Marvin listened, and at one point in the meeting he said, this is what we have to do. We have money for this, we have a program need, we have to fund this program. And I just thought, wow, what a guy. And I remember thinking after I left the meeting, who's that Marvin Pertzik? He must love basketball. And I'm not sure that's quite the motivator for him, and I've since learned that what he really loves is making sure that our center has what we need.
He was a man ahead of his time because there were not many centers in the entire nation that had endowment funds. Most of the endowment funds took place at federations. Marvin had a strong feeling that the center had to develop its own endowment program. So today, that endowment program is funding many important programs that would not have been possible without those endowments.
The fundamental principles that Marvin created in his vision for the endowment funds is still very much there.
Marvin was a strong president, as he is a strong leader. Marvin, during his presidency, really pushed for hiring a Jewish arts professional.
People like Marvin come to us with these fabulous ideas, and the ability to bring these things to our community is so important.
Marvin understands Jewish cultural arts like few people do in our community, and understands what's important about it, but also what will connect to people, what people will be excited about. And there really hasn't been a person that I've learned more about Jewish cultural arts from than Marvin in this community.
And many centers around the country did not have such a position, but after that happened at the JCC in St. Paul, many replicated programs that were taking place here at the JCC.
His life is an example of how one person can make a difference.
Marvin's influence is felt in so many spheres.
Great guy, and somebody who you can trust with a great deal of integrity, and he'll tell you like it is.
Marvin doesn't ever take credit for all the good work that he's done, and so it's up to us to give him the credit.
Marvin was and is a huge community leader.
Marvin deeply cares about what happens.
Marvin does what he does, not for thanks, not for covet, but because it's the right thing to do.
Marvin is an integral part of the story and an integral reason why the St. Paul Jewish community is the kind of Jewish community that it is.
Marvin is kind.
Marvin is wise.
Tough at times.
Leader, arts lover.
Marvin is a strategic thinker.
Marvin is a pillar of the community.
He's intelligent. He's considerate,
creative,
passionate.
He is generous, both with his funds and with his time.
But always truthful.
excellent leader,
dedicated.
He is a visionary.
Marvin is inspirational to others.
I'm really pleased that the JCC is honoring Marvin. He's a very humble person. I know that he doesn't like to have a lot of hoopla and a lot of noise around him and his contributions, but the fact is he deserves it.
I would like to say thank you to Marvin for making my job possible, making my life easier by making sure that this center had the funding and the endowment funds that really are the envy of the entire country.
Thank you, Marvin, for everything you do for our community.
Caring, wise, and a deep commitment to Jewish life. That's Marvin Pertzik.